Hi guys, I'm Rocco and welcome to another video. Today we're going to look at defending. Now defending is really difficult to actually record and show you what's going on because obviously do I show you goals that I concede, do I show you goals that not score, but do I show you times where I stop goal scoring opportunities and things like that? It's really tough. So what I've done is, at the start of this video here, which I want you to look at, is mistakes that I've made in the last few games and goals which I've conceded. Now what I want you to do is, I want you to see if you can pinpoint, before I tell you, what mistakes I've actually made. Each little clip here has a different mistake which I've made in terms of how I defend and what I need to do differently. So have a little look at that while you listen. Okay, today we're going to look at 4 main points when it comes to defending. We're going to look at the jockeying, the jockey defence. That's holding you back 2 triggers when you're defending. We're also going to look at cutting passing lanes, which is difficult to do if you're not already used to it and using that jockey, because that involves using the jockey. Third is using your midfielders to defend. Okay, and number 4 is going to be your taking your defenders out of positions, your defenders positioning, and how you actually use them. Guys, as always, if you are enjoying the content, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Remember, we are nearly at 100 subscribers. When we reach that, I will be doing a 12,000 FIFA points giveaway live on my Twitch. So make sure you come across for that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell, because remember, we upload every day and you don't want to miss a thing. Right guys, now we're going to look at the clips from earlier. So clip number 1, what did I do wrong? Well, here, I failed to use the jockey. So VVD gets absolutely ruined now. Pass the ball, I don't use my jockey, and then they score. Right, in this clip, number 2, what did I do wrong here? Well, I did a lot wrong, but mainly was my defending positioning. Look at my centre-back. What is my centre-back doing out there out of position? Again, I'm completely out of position, so that's defending positioning. Okay, in clip number 3, it was my passing lanes. I did not cut any of my passing lanes there mainly. I'm just losing the ball and then they score because I haven't got in between the players there. This clip is ridiculous amounts of mistakes I've made, but it's mainly to do with my midfielders. I'm not using my midfielders to defend. Now obviously I do pass the ball away, but if we get to the point where Ben Yedder, I think it is on the edge of the box and then he pulls that back, my midfielders are nowhere near, they're not marking. And then there's an easy goal for him to score there. Okay guys, back to the next clip here is again to do with the jockeying. So I don't jockey with my fullback, and then my fullback overruns his run, and then they do the fake stop, get the ball in, and then it's an easy finesse goal for them to score. And finally, this one is a little bit of a trick guys, because I don't do anything wrong in terms of what we're going to go through today. The only thing I do wrong in this clip, I overuse my midfielder. He's running too much and I don't switch the player in time. So I'm overusing him here, and then that creates that gap for him there, for him to be able to score. Right, now in the background I will have clips and footage of me successfully deploying all of the defensive tactics and tips that I'm telling you about. So number 1 is the jockey. Now these clips are all of me using the jockey. Okay, on the controller, the jockey, remember, is the 2 back triggers. Now I know for Xbox it's different, but again it's still the 2 back triggers. It's L2 and R2 for PlayStation. I think it's LT and RT for Xbox. So this is really important guys. Actually I'd say the most important out of all of the defensive tips I'm going to give you. You can use this all over the pitch. So you can use it when you're attacking, when you're defending. Make sure you're holding down these 2 triggers and you're just strafing from side to side. And when you see that moment, you can let go of the triggers and then attack the ball, as we do in a few of these clips here. Do remember guys, you do need to let go of the triggers at some point. You can't just run around the entire time with the triggers on. Well, actually when I am defending, I do have these held down a lot of the time, and then you do need to switch player as well. You can't just run with one player. Switch your player, use your triggers, and then just go towards the ball. If the guy's trying to turn, just back off a little bit with your triggers held down, and then you will win the ball. Alright? Okay, let's move on to cutting passing lanes. Right, when it comes to cutting passing lanes, I would be careful with this and try not to use it so much until you've actually mastered using that jockey. In order to successfully apply the passing lane cut, you need to be jockeying, again with your 2 triggers, and you need to be interpreting what this guy is going to do. You kind of need to use your FIFA brain, as I like to call it, and you think about what this guy's going to do. So he's running up the line. Is he going to cut back? I mean, his player's here, so the most likely thing that he will do is probably look for the pass, look for the 1-2. So you need to get your player in that position to cut the lane. Obviously in the video here, you'll see lots of clips of me cutting the ball in these lanes. Obviously guys, sometimes you will get it wrong. You can't cut the lane every time because obviously they're going to have more than one option. And if you do get it wrong, you just need to quickly change player and get back in that defensive position. So, the more you practice doing this, guys, the better you're going to be at it. But it's better to use the cutting passing lanes higher up the pitch to win the ball back. Halfway line, even further up when they're passing it on their defence. Try and interpret what the guy is going to do. Don't necessarily try and do it right near your back line because you will get caught out in some situations and you're going to have players out of position. So this will come with time, but cutting the passing lanes is a really great and effective way of winning the ball back and then being able to attack yourself. Right, now points number 3 is obviously defending with your midfielders. I'm going to put this in with point number 4 of defending positions because they work hand in hand. If you're defending with your midfielders, then your defenders are in the right position. If you're not using your midfielders, you're having to use your centre backs and your wing backs, taking them out of position, and then that's just going to cause you a complete world of problems. So, defending with your midfielders, right, you need to be not necessarily cutting the passing lanes yet, but you need to be jockeying with your midfielders, you need to be chasing back with your midfielders, especially if you're using CDMs, for example in like the 4-2-3-1 formation. You need to be using that CDM, strafing across and protecting that defence. Obviously not in every situation you can use your midfielders because they might have been on the attack and you have to use your defender. But if you have the time and the guy is a slow build-up play, sort of FIFA player, then use those midfielders to track the runs, to make that defence work, Like, don't overuse one particular midfielder like some people do because it will cause you problems. Use them as much as you can. If they switch the ball across, don't run across with one midfielder. Use that player switch, and that then will allow you to then cover the other side of the pitch without having to run across. As you'll see in these clips, guys, using those midfielders is so important. Taking those defenders out of position will just cause you so many goal problems. You saw at the start of the video, guys, where I took Virgil van Dijk out of position and then the gap at the back is just huge. The player runs through and he scores. It's so, you can't allow gaps like that. If you use your midfielders to defend and you keep your defenders in position, you will concede less. Like, trust me on that. Like, you will be so much more comfortable when you're defending, you won't panic. Trust me, you need to do these 4 tips that I've given you. Guys, I really hope this has helped and this will improve your defending. Please let me know down in the comments, which methods you're going to try and if it works for you. Guys, if you want any further clarification on any of these or anything else for that matter, come to my Twitch, message me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, whatever, guys, alright? All of my information will be in the description. Thanks for watching.